All right. Doo-doo-doom. Now I just need to grab my phone. Okay, we should be live on Instagram and YouTube. How's it, guys? Right. There we go. How's it, guys? Welcome. And yeah, I'm quite excited for today's stream. I'm gonna attempt something I've wanted to attempt for a while. Emphasis on attempt. We're going to basically look at recreating a Tiffany scene. Now, Tiffany are known for their bold and saturated looks and everything, but they also have a soft, elegant or soft touch to it. I just want to turn the music down a little bit here for myself, because I need to hear myself, else I get confused. How's it, guys? What was that? Trying to merge guys and brothers. But anyways, guys, what we're going to be doing today is actually trying to recreate this. And we're not going to be doing a bracelet, though. We're going to be doing a ring. So maybe something more, it'll end up looking something like this. But I really like the top-down view. I want to get a few angles. And I've got an amazing ring that we're going to be doing this with. And it's going to be this one here. We're not going to do both diamonds pink. We'll see. Maybe we'll do like either blue and pink or green and like emerald and citrine, or blue diamond and yellow diamond. I don't know. We'll see what works with the scene. Perhaps we even look at like a Paraiba and emerald or something, blue and green. Or well, not blue exactly, but you get what I mean. But I think it's an amazing ring. It's got a lovely hidden detail here at the bottom. And this design, we actually created it because I saw this design on the Charles Krypell, I think is their jewelry company, that I saw this design and I completely loved it, and had our designers hop onto it and create it. And we're going to do it in white gold, but we're going to have this parts here. We're going to have that in yellow gold. So we'll see how it looks when we get there. But yeah, I'm excited for it, so let's jump into it. I just want to give this thing a quick save here, and then let's get started. Jim's mesh is a bit sad or a bit too much, but it's fine. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. This thing is already put, and it's not gonna add that many triangles. So let's I'm not gonna do it in Blender. I wanted to in Blender at first, but I'm still not comfortable enough with all these things. Let's just hide that, and let's get into Keyshot here. And hey, it's Friday today, guys, so we're gonna have some fun with this. I'm gonna enjoy it. The other day we streamed this that we did, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun today with these designs. Let me just quickly go and find this design now. I don't know why I closed the what do you call it, the file. Rings, heart ring, and let's bring this thing in here. Let's quickly have a look and see what we're working with. Let's just head over to GPU mode. Hopefully I don't sound funny. I'm still using that NVIDIA broadcast, and I don't know if once we get to GPU mode, if it's going to affect it. I'm hoping it doesn't. Like, I really wish Keyshot had a thing where you can limit the amount of GPU usage that it has access to. Like, just put it like the CPU, where you can say, okay, listen, instead of 100%, you can use maybe 90%. Just to leave that little bit left for, all the effects. Like, even my background that I'm removing, I had to resort to using a different method, and it's not that great. You can see here behind my headset and everything is bugging out, because I can't use broadcast and videos broadcasting to remove it while we're rendering. It just starts lagging like crazy. But yeah, why is this thing taking? Oh wait, I updated my drivers yesterday. This is why it's taking so long. There we go. All right, man, and I really love this ring. I think it's such a cool design, and it's simple and complicated at the same time. But I think it's pretty cool. I absolutely love this hidden detail underneath. I think that's very cool. So let's quickly get started with this thing, and let's just get our camera, or let's do this commercial, and just get our camera ready here. Hey Shwet, how you doing, brother? Hey Civil Hypocrisy. Okay, how's it, brother? And some of you guys have some funny names, eh? Okay, cool. So we got that sorted, camera is sorted. And let's get started. I want to just see what is contained where in this ring. This looks like it could be the metal. Oh, there's a problem right there. Just move this thingy just a little bit up so it doesn't stick through there. Oh man. There we go. Yeah, it's not noticeable. You're not gonna see that. Oh, there's one on this side as well. Just move it up a little bit. I didn't notice that. Okay, anyways, let's quickly see what is all contained in this layer 1. Just hide these other layers. So this is the claws as well as that. Okay, perfect. Layer 2, that's our gem, and these are our small gems. All right, perfect. I actually want to separate these ones. Oh, they are separated somewhat. So let's just drag them out of this thing entirely. Oh man, this is gonna be a problem. I want to drag them out entirely because I'm gonna make them a different color, and it's just to make it slightly more easy, or slightly easier. Let's just start with our metal here, and I'm just gonna, I've made my own metals, so I just literally go in and apply these metals. Yeah, you can link them, that's fine. And it has a subtle scratch to it, you can see here. Well, this is a bit more than what we would bargain for, but we'll change that, that's fine. And now that I'm thinking, I think maybe just maybe I should rather start with the scene itself and setting up the ground plane and getting that material, because all these other things are quite simple and I don't want to slow it down with all the other materials. So let's just get this ring in. Let's bring up our view here. Let's go left. Oh shoot, wait, we need to do the entire ring, not just part of it. This ring is going to sit pretty high, so it's going to be looking nicely at the camera. Move this off to the side. Let's just position that, and then we'll get started on actually putting together the material that we're going to use on the ground plane. And I'm thinking something like this for our first camera. We don't want to get too close. We'll notice with our reference and everything, Tiffany never like fills the whole screen with the ring. Even if you go look at some of their other products, they've got, there's still a lot of spacing between it and all of their things, like negative space. And they always add just these subtle details. Like if we look at here, they've got a subtle flower, and I don't really have a flower, but we could look at maybe what we can add. And there's a lot of negative space always. which in luxury, we know this is important. Just want to see live chat. There we go. Okay, my YouTube is fine. There's no messages or anything coming through on Instagram, right? No. Okay, cool. So let's quickly, kind of like maybe something like this. I quite like this camera angle here, so we can always come back and change it. But let's start by adding in a plane, and let's scale up this plane. And then I might actually end up using some grayscale gorilla material for some of the bases. Let's just do this, just so we can position this plane so it feels like I'm gonna do this off screen, but I'm just basically gonna position this so that it fills the screen, and I want to use as little as possible of it, because we don't want to end up rendering stuff that we don't render, you know, or don't see, because it just adds to time. Okay, and now this we're gonna start on the material on this soon, but this is effectively going to be the scene layout, and then this will just have these two materials separately. I'm thinking perhaps, I don't know, I love the Paraibas. I want to try and see if we can bring a Paraiba in here. I just don't know how it's going to look with the yellow gold around the sides of it. So it's not cast in stone. We'll see what it looks like, and perhaps something like a... Oh no, that's the wrong one. And perhaps here's something, I don't know what colors we should look at. Ooh, we could do an amethyst. That might actually look pretty damn nice. Doing an amethyst on it. How often do I save scenes? Usually when I get somewhere, I'll save it. Like when you use like Keyshot specifically, it's not that prone to crashing, even though it does crash. But you start learning what actions crashes it. Like once I start working with physical lights, I save often. There's no autosave in Keyshot, which is stupid if you ask me. But once I start working with physical lights, and especially the animations of physical lights, I usually save quite regularly, because that is prone to crash the scene. All right, now here I'm just gonna do this. We can make these gems, and we need to kind of do that. Gems don't take away that much from the scene. Or like these small diamonds. Like if we look at our stats here and we go multi-material, we just make it like a diffuse. It's not that much quicker, so we can actually have them on here. I think it's gonna get slower once we go to jewelry though. So let's just go product at first before we go jewelry, because I want to do some what we call caustics. Okay, so it does actually slow it down. So let's keep it to like a plastic for now, and make it a nice black plastic so we can see where it's reflecting what. And this is a cool little trick. If you ever render black diamonds, you might as well make them plastic. It renders quicker and it looks the same as your gem. So just a quick tip. Cool, let's start working on this material. Oh geez, why is this thing so big? I'm gonna put it on this side here. Let's just frame this material. There we go. All right, now I want to look at our reference image again. And what I can see is we've got some different colors happening here. We definitely have some pits and everything, and I'm gonna see what we can use to recreate that, or if we have something that we can just drag and drop. I'm not a guru with creating procedural materials, so I can't often create this stuff out of procedural stuff, but we can always try. Yeah, it just has the little autosave box, and honestly, most of the time I don't even see it. You get so used to that thing popping up, at some point you stop looking at it. But yeah, autosave feature would really be helpful. But I don't know why Keyshot hasn't done it, if there's a reason they don't do it, or what is the thing. So let's quickly go over to Grayscale Gorilla here. I just want to see if we've got a good thing to start off. I don't want to make this video about building materials and all of that. It's about creating a scene. Let's just see here what we have. And I want to see here. Maybe this is going to be like a suede-like material. So let's just have a look here. Here, suede materials. And I actually do have a couple of suede materials already, now that I think of it. If I go to materials and we go to Grayscale Gorilla, yeah, I've already created some suede ones. And maybe we can start off with this bluish one here. And this is from Grayscale Gorilla, so maybe this is a good base to just start. And we can always introduce some color variants at a later stage. And I'm gonna try something which might be a little bit, I just want to turn off this sync here, which might be a bit different. So let's go here and let's just use this as the background. And blending mode, I want to do this, and then I want to do color adjust, and I just want to tilt the hue slightly. Oh no, that's not going to show me. So if we go here, oh, it's not giving us the, huh. Now, why would it be doing that? If I plug in this source, that's fine. And if I plug in this source, it's not. Huh. Oh, wait. That's why. There we go. All right. So maybe we should keep this thing in here and just node, because it's the... All right, cool. That's sorted. So now we can plug this in there, and I can kind of see where we're going with this. I want to create like a lighter blue. Maybe we're going to be roughly around there, and then increase the value just to give it some variance. And I'm sure we can tweak it now with this. And I'm sure if we plug in a noise into this source alpha, we're gonna get a nice effect. I think that's what kind of makes sense to me. So let's get noise, and let's just preview this. I want to make this pretty big, so like 500, no, maybe not 500. Yeah, this maybe something like that, yeah. And let's plug this into source alpha. And now we can play around with the magnitude. And effectively what this does is it tells you how much it's going to show. And this is just to create that little bit of variance. If I were to make this a different color, you can kind of see where we're at. So it's just to create some variance in the scene. And we can play around with this noise texture to kind of get what we want on it. All right. I should actually put this thing here at the top. And I have this here. There we go. And I want to play around with this color here. Now let's keep the contrast the same. Keep it quite. I just want a subtle color difference. And we can go and we can bring in a bunch of different colors in here, like there's this like washed out and it's blues and there's like greenish ones. But oops, I think this will work for what we're doing. And it's got that nice little bumpy texture, and I might actually just go in and increase that just a little bit more from 1 to 2. Just to make it a bit more, maybe even 4. There we go. And I'm quite happy so far with how that looks. I mean, we have that Swedish look that we want from here. I'm gonna close this out. We can open up this again. And I just want to see how it looks with the depth of field. Are we going to have to scale everything higher? No, that should be good. I kind of like this where everything's in focus. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple material, really. But that's only the start of everything. Let's see, once we go into our aces, if we still maintain a nice looking material. And actually we're going to need an environment, so I'm going to just drag in an environment here. So we have one. Okay, now I want to go back to our metal, start looking at our metal colors and everything. And this is diamonds, and let's go multi-material plus, let's go gem, which would fall on 8. Well, we'll just set that for the time being, but I want to do a Paraiba, so let's have a look at Paraiba formally. And this is kind of where we're at, and it's got a very intense icy color to it. And here's probably a good nice little thing here. And then IR, what's its index of refraction? No, not AI mode. What am I doing? Rather tourmaline. Looking at an index of refraction. Oh, 1.6. That's gonna be 1.6. Man, that's very low, but it's fine if we see through it. And a color, we're gonna probably want it somewhere around here. It's a very, very, very intense color though. And I'm probably, I like the little heart if you can even see through it there. And here we want to do amethyst. Gem. Amethyst, if I remember correctly, is around about 1.7. Amethyst. Oh no. 1.55. All right. That's perfect. That's fine. How much of a step up do you think Aces was? Man, it was so much better. Aces is just, it's so much better for workflow. I used to use high contrast, and yeah, like you can see the colors. Aces is just so much more balanced. And even though the colors look less intense on Asus than it does on here, like this is probably the end color that we want to get for the Paraiba, but it just shoots all the other colors out of range. And Asus gives you a lot more balance on it, which then enables you to have a lot more control in your post-production. And is this thing fully charged yet? There we go. And I'm gonna play around with the midtones here. I'm gonna drop them a bit. And maybe the shadows as well, just a little bit. I'm gonna put my Firefly on just 0.2. And let's quickly look at when we put this thing on jewelry. We still need a little bit more exposure, but I don't want to overexpose it because I'm going to bring lights into the scene as well. And I might actually end up taking these ones away for the simple reason that if we look at Tiffany's stuff, if I go back here, a lot of this stuff have very high contrasting on metals. They're not afraid to use dark colors on the metal. So I wanna kind of replicate that. So let's go back here. And this is at the point where I'm gonna actually save, because what I'm going to be doing now is actually go in and start 3D painting, which I'm not a huge fan of in Keyshot. It's something that for some reason always ends up crashing. Let's do this. Tiffany Style Setting. Boom. Okay. And I might just look at how it looks if we rotate this environment a little bit. I actually quite like that. I'm looking here and on this claw here and these ones here, where so I can try and mimic that kind of style, or maybe that's even better. But now the gems don't look as nice. They look a bit flat in my opinion, which isn't great. I want some nice contrast in the gems. And we're gonna fix a lot of these stuff with some lighting as well. How's it, brother? Well, if you want to learn, you can literally look on my YouTube. I'm busy streaming on YouTube as well. You can literally see the entire screen then, and you can basically see what we're busy doing. And this is where I want to introduce some roughness into this amethyst, and perhaps even in the tourmaline, just a slight little bit of roughness in it. I don't know, do tourmalines have roughness, or Paraibas? Paraiba tourmaline, they sometimes look a little bit like they're, let's go back to this scene. They definitely have some sort of a little bit of roughness to them if we look at them. They're definitely not absolute perfect gemstones. Well, this probably looks close to perfect, but I guess there's a difference between quality. I don't know. If you're a jeweler and you know a lot about Paraibas, please let me know if I'm wrong. I'm guessing they're like every other gemstone that's got grading and everything and quality gradings. Yeah, this one, I don't like this one. I'm guessing this would be considered a lower quality stone, and it's not because of the inclusion. I'm fine with the inclusion. It's the color is not that intense. I've never seen a Paraiba in real life yet, so are they really this saturated and vibrant? I always see stuff. I don't even know if it's all just edited or photoshopped. Like this looks very nice, but I don't know if this is Photoshop. But in any case, let's just put this thing maybe on like 15 because it's a relatively big stone. Maybe 10 is fine. This one will have to go darker, and maybe we'll keep it on 15 here, and actually just reduce the shades here. Just make it nice and dark on the amethyst. I think we have a bit too much roughness here. I'm gonna do 0.85. Yeah, there we go. And this one, oh, this one's also, yeah, that's fine. And Julie Pieces photographs edited, but it probably is its real color. Yeah, I think the color is there, just the intensity. Yeah, it's, I don't know. But we'll most likely not be able to get that entire intensity in Keyshot. We'll have to go to Photoshop to get it. Oh, and then we have these ones still as well, these gems here at the back. So let's just quickly make them minus 2.48. I might do them in a different color, but yeah, let's see. I never even did the, here we go. PG lab grown, please don't try and sell me your lab grown diamonds, please. We're not here to buy this shit. And don't spam the chat with trying to sell diamonds. Yeah, I don't buy diamonds, brother. Okay. Kind of liking this looks on it. I might even want to get in a bit closer on here. Oh man, I'm gonna have to kick this guy out of the chat, right? Just give me a second. I'll just block them. How do I block them? Report. Oh, it's not reported. I don't know how you block people. Anyways. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm sure it's not casted entirely like this. I'm sure it's like casted in two pieces and joined on the bottom afterwards. I don't see you getting in here with tools at all. There's just no way. I'm sure there's some sort of split. They cast these two in two pieces and then they just solder it at the bottom to get the final product. I don't see people being able to get in there. I don't think we have the tools for that. Okay, what I wanted to do actually is let's go into solo mode here. And I wanted to quickly do a 3D paint on this metal here. And let's go into the metal graph here. And just want to do this real quick. Why is this thing all the way here? Okay, anyways. So I'm just going to duplicate this metal here. And we're going to go ahead and actually add it as a label. And what I want to do, okay, I want to get rid of this. I don't need this and I don't need this. What I want to do here, what I generally like to do when I 3D paint, we'll go into textures, 3D paint. Let's plug this into the opacity. And Yeah, now I'm gonna have to go make this thing a lot bigger and get in a lot closer. And generally, what I like to do with this stuff is not to do it on here, but rather to do it on a diffuse material, because it gets pretty difficult painting on what you call it, on a specular material. Why can I not? Ah, shit. You see, just another bug. Not to worry about it. And let's plug this into the opacity there. Make this a nice red color. We can even do the gold color that we use. 40. There we go. Plug that into label. Go to our paint. And let's start painting this thing. And this is more or less where I want to go with the paint. Oops. Okay, go. Just want to paint a lot of it here. Actually, let's try and avoid the inside. Else we're going to end up coloring the Paraiba. Do close here. Why did our music stop? Is it finished? Let's just start it from scratch again. I believe this is a nice little rough look of how the paint needs to look. I just need to turn off the depth of field on this camera because that's screwing around with it. I will neaten this up back now once I go out of solo mode. This is just to get the rough thingy there. Oh shit. Hey Vlad, yeah, it is a pretty interesting ring. If I like it, there's less of getting different metals with 3D paint instead of splitting everything from the CAD. No, it's 3D painting everything is 3D paint is too buggy in Keyshot. It tends to crash and it tends to not store. Like if you put this ring in a different model set with a different position, sometimes the 3D paint just doesn't store its properties. Yeah, so for like stuff where there's not a visible seam, I would say 3D paint is probably your best bet. But for things that has a visible seam, just split it in the CAD. It's a lot more stable and yeah. I try and avoid 3D paint when I can, but with this ring, I can't exactly do that. And I'm not a guru with UV unwrapping and all of those kind of things. So I tend not to mess about with that stuff. And in here we can just take maybe our eraser down the size. Let's just start taking off this stuff on the inside. And I'm not gonna worry about doing it absolutely perfectly because most of it's hidden. I just don't want too much of this yellow gold reflecting in the gemstones. Especially the Paraiba. The amethyst I'm not too worried about. But the Paraiba, definitely, because it's going to create a weird look on it. And it's not really ideally what I want. Okay. should be good. I'm not gonna worry about that little niche there. Not gonna. Oh shit! Something just happened. Okay, so the stream disconnected and it reconnected. Are we still? We still good? Sorry guys, I have no idea what happened there. Yeah, it froze for a second. I saw a thing of a lost connection or something. I don't know. That was weird. I don't know why that happened. But okay, we're back. I don't know if the CPU paint is like intensive on the CPU, the 3D paint is like intensive on the CPU or something. Oh, let's just scroll out. Okay. Now I need to down the opacity. No, that's a bit too much. Just clean it up here. So you get a nice blend. As you can see, 3D Paint is just so much freaking effort. But it's a very cool feature, I must say. But it's just, if it was less buggy, it would have been great. But because it's not great. Okay. Now, maybe I should go back and paint this part here. And I just need to remove this here. That should be good. Like, you can kind of get away with a lot. Oh shit, did it end? Again? Do I blend the edges for a specific reason? Yeah, it's just to kind of make it look a little bit better. And oh shit, wrong tool. It's just that there's a bit more of a seamless fade from the one gold color to the other one. Like, it's not really necessary to do it always. It just depends on how the final product should look and how you want it to look. So I want to erase here a bit. And actually, just add a little bit here. Create a nice little somewhat straight line. Okay. And this is the difficult part here, getting in between these things. And if it's difficult on 3D, I can imagine what it would be on the bench. I really don't think they do this stuff on the bench. I think they split the ring and then do it. Just clean it up here a little bit. And that should be relatively okay. Maybe I need to add a little bit more gold on this end like I did on the other end. There we go. Okay. Now that that's said and done, let's kind of see what it looks like here. We remove the solo. There we go. I think that's kind of what we were going for, right? You see, and we avoided all the yellow gold stuff in the Paraiba tourmaline, which is great. This is exactly what I wanted. And still have the nice little imperfections. Perfect. So I'm gonna save this thing again right here. For the guys who were watching on Instagram, I don't know what happened, why my live stopped. Hopefully you guys thought of coming to YouTube. I'm really not sure what happened, why it stopped on Instagram. Maybe because of my vape, I don't know. Instagram's full of shit with those kind of things. Okay, so we got that sorted. Let's bring in some lights into the scene. Add light. Let's do an area light. Ah, crap, I forgot Keyshot has this bug. Geometry view. I don't know why it's got this thing where it insists on creating this super big area lights. Like the scale, it's normal, but the scale's just crazy. It's honestly a bug that they need to look at fixing because it's super annoying. Having to scale this shit down every time. There we go. And I want to put it right above the ring. However, I want to adjust this light. I'm not liking the way, or it's way too bright, firstly. We actually just want it for the shadow and brightening up the background. So what we're gonna do is actually bring up our light layers. Add a new thing called this ground. How's it? Oh, I don't know how to pronounce your name, brother. But how's it, and welcome. Because even in the properties tab for the light, you literally have to scale this thing to like 0.00 something. And now what I want to do is okay, add this use layer for selected parts. Okay, I'm gonna use this layer here. Just untick that from there, and I kind of want to up the contrast even a little bit more. Maybe bring down the. I'll probably end up bringing the saturation up on the background. How's it, Savalan? I think that's how you pronounce it. How's it, man? Okay, so we got that sorted. Let's just quickly check here. I still need to do something for the caustics. So I don't know if we're gonna get some nice caustics on this ring. Maybe if it was showing the other way, like if it was doing this, we could get some nice caustics, but I don't like this view. It doesn't show you the nice shape of the ring like this angle does. So we'll find a way now. Oh man, look at these samples. That is horrible. Let me just restart the GPU and see if it gets any better. Nope, it does not. Is that just because of the light? No, I'm guessing it's the 3D paint doing that. How's it as if let's see here. Close this geometry view. And probably play the shadows a little bit. Maybe bring the whites up. Here we go. And now we have a little bit more fade in there. And yeah, I think I like that where it just has that subtle edge on this part here. All right. Now let's look at bringing in a spotlight. I'm gonna need my geometry view back again for this. And now I gotta kind of decide where I want to put the spotlight for some caustics. Highlight. Well, I guess I could click there. Oh, geez. Why does it do that? So that's not ideal. This should create some nice caustics. No man. There we go. And then what I want to do is just take that off from the ring and the ground. And now we can just play with the we get some caustics, so we can maybe go 3000. And to go in and see. That's creating some nice caustics. We got the amethyst there. Let's just see if we move this thing around a little bit. Yeah, I think I like that a bit more. I want to increase the intensity of it, so maybe around about 4000. Now let's turn off this geometry view. Get back into here. Might need to drop the exposure a little bit. Increase, no, not increase the contrast. Just bring up the exposure. This yellow gold color that we applied to the thingy, I want to change this a little bit. Do like a 50 maybe, and then maybe do this at like a 37. just to slightly warm it up. Maybe let's find at 40. It's better with spotlight. Yeah, look, there's a little bit of shadow on the side. Hey, Moaz. Yeah. Ah, please. Okay. Alright. So more. No. No, that's fine. It looks. Okay, yes. I like this. Turning off the environment from the ground plane. Perfect. I like this. And just think maybe on the camera, not perfectly centered here. Or maybe it is. Wait, it is. Okay, let's save that camera. How's the doggy doing? No, they're doing good, brother. They're all three in my office in here now. You can't really see them. If I were to do this, give me a sec. I can edit my filters, and I can just do this for now quickly. Oh, gee, kind of blurred. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. We got let me just change this stuff. Turn off the blur. So Bjorn, big dog here behind me. I don't know if you can see him really. Yeah, he's laying on the couch here. Old one's there, and then the new dog is there, way over there. But yeah. Let's just turn this blur back on. Oh geez, man, that looks horrible. Maybe I can just. Yeah, man. There we go. I don't need to blur the backdrop. But now they're doing good after their surgery and everything. They're pretty good now. I'm really liking how this is looking. So now let's go in. I mean, this is looking better than what I expected it to come out. I mean, it's not there yet. It still needs to go through post-production, but I mean, it's there. I just don't like these blues in the amethyst. But we'll remove that in post-production. So let's give this thing another save. I mean, I need to quickly name all of these different things here. So let's go assign the layers real quick. These are the white diamonds. Oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna have to do these two separate. So this is gonna be the Paraiba. Or let's just call it top gem. Because if I want to use this later on and do different colors. Bottom. Oh, the gem. And then we've got the back gems as well, but even though you can't really see them here. Back gems. Oh no, we might as well just buy them to improve the render time. Because they're not adding to the caustics or anything. Then we got the metal. And we have the ground plane. Oh, not ground plane. Oh, jeez. There we go. I've got fat fingers. Do you think light layers were a big addition to? They seem extremely useful. Man, light layers was one of the things Keyshot has done for jewelry that has made so much more possible. It's one of the biggest things that they've added into Keyshot in the past 3 years with regards to jewelry specifically. At least in my opinion, like I don't know exactly every single thing that they add with updates, but light layers was one of the best things that they added that benefited jewelry visualization. Because it's so difficult getting the reflections on your metal to look good, as well as getting the reflections on your diamonds to look good. And I get it, you can render out two different passes and everything, but when you do video, that's not always possible. So light layers definitely changed the game in that aspect. It was a huge add to it. So let's go and quickly put this in my thingy here. This is heart-shaped ring. Right. We'll call it Tiffany Style Scene. And I wanted the shadow. It can give me the caustics if we want to brighten them up a little bit. I'm gonna do like, I don't know, maybe 1,000 samples would be enough, because it's rendering pretty slow. Like 21 megabytes, 21 samples per second. And that's at this resolution. Once we go to this resolution here, it's gonna be even slower. Scene 1. Let's go do that. And let's add it on here. I just want to save it again in case it crashes, because I already signed the layers. And let's go and render this out. What is the one thing you guys would love for Keyshot to add actually next? For keeping in mind jewelry, what do you think would be the most useful thing that they can add in for jewelry visualizations right now? I already know what mine is, but I'm curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are on that, because there's some things that I just absolutely wish. Why is it not rendering? I absolutely wish that they've added. Why is it not rendering? Hello? Instead of setting it to a queue, why don't I just render it out locally? Okay, there we go. Are there any cases where you don't use progressive denoising, or is it the only denoising now? Actually, most of the time I even forget it exists. I don't use progressive denoising that much. I'm guessing it's nice for when you have textures. Like maybe it'll be good for this thing where you have the suede on the ground, but most of the time I don't use progressive denoising. Maybe I should. Actually, I haven't really gone and studied down how much of a difference it makes with the speed at which you render and all that. That's how they marketed it. You render quicker. It doesn't denoise your textures too much, but honestly, I haven't used it that much. Man, this thing is going slow. But that's one thing. As soon as you use caustics, you know it's going to be slow. Caustics of a ground plane. Oh, you always need a ground plane for caustics. I think you need a ground plane always for caustics. Can't recall now. Come on now. What would I love for it to be added to Keyshot is the ability to animate pins on an HDRI. It's such, well, at least in my mind, it's such a simple addition that they can make to it that I don't know why they haven't done it yet, because there's other lesser softwares that have that and they don't have it in here. I mean, that would change the game entirely. Currently now, if you want to have your diamonds sparkle and create some nice bloom effects and everything, you have to use a you either have to rotate the entire HDRI, or you have to use physical lights. And in all honesty, I don't see why that has to be the only way to do it, because both of those not rotate the entire HDRI, but adding physical lights slows down the scene so much for video that sometimes it doesn't become not even worth it. And then with rotating your entire HDRI, you've got less control if you want your diamonds to look a specific way. I did it pretty nicely. Oh man. Well, not a big difference on it, so I'm guessing the stuff actually did the denoise and everything pretty well. But nevertheless, I always add it like it is. And I'm gonna start with the ground plane, because that's just like the biggest object in the scene. See, we'll take it from there. First and foremost, clarity needs to go up. Texture goes up. And I want to increase the exposure on it. And then the contrast of it. Because Tiffany's got that typical very high contrast images. If we go back to our reference, we'll see it's like a very high contrast look. Or you rotate a slotted disc gobo, covering the HDRI pen if you're using it to make gems sparkle. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. A slotted disc. I'm losing some things to the white, so I just want to bring that exposure back down just ever so slightly. There we go. I'm just gonna sharpen this ever so slightly. I never really looks 1,000 times better. This is why I say you can't just rely just on Photoshop. You need to do your post-productions. It needs to happen. So here what I want to do is I want to take a bit down. Have you seen those lampshade stuff for jewelry showcase directing of it? Yeah, I've seen the jewel light. I actually had one of Jewel Light's authorized resellers, I think for Japan, reach out to me not too long ago. But oh wait, shoot. Yeah, let's just make this more green. And let's just take the saturation of the aquas down ever so slightly. And then all right, and then most of it's happening in here. So clarity. I'm gonna keep that texture on that ring. And then if there's any plates like pie charts, with one pie would be transparent and one would be solid. I have a blocker for the GOBA and the HDRI pin. Too convoluted. Yeah, but you see that's my entire point, right? Like now you gotta go and create this whole complex thing just to get an effect, which shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, Keyshot's done a great job at being user friendly. Like I won't take that away from them, but like this area here is a bit too wide. But the one thing that annoys me is that there's small things like these that just they don't happen, man. And the light there is a bit dark, but okay, it's fine. It's a small addition that needs to be added, and like I said, they've done a great job at everything else. It's just I don't know if there's other issues on why they don't implement something like this, or what is the exact reason for them not doing it. But yeah. Oh no, I don't want to do that or that. Let's just take this back to 0. And I want to increase the vibrance on here a little bit and saturation. And bring up the whites. And perhaps bring the highlights just slightly down, increase the blacks and the shadows. And here I'm going to have to do a little bit of denoise. Not too much though. And let's just take the midtones a bit more. What's that? Riba color. And, oh, this is the shadows. No, I don't want to mess around with the shadows. Let's just take these hues a little bit. Just take the greens and make them a little bit more. Ach, the greens are here. Kind of get our color there. And that looks completely different. These native layers that could be separated and render layers too. Yeah, that would also be nice. Honestly, it bothers me less now because I can just go to DaVinci and do that. But it would be nice having it natively. I'm not gonna lie. And it's already there. I mean, without going into too much detail, we've already created something where we've gone into the thing of glares that are calculated on bloom. And I mean, Keyshot already has bloom, so I don't see why it cannot have glares. Too much. Still want a slight darkish bluish color there. And then just bring the noise reduction up a little bit and sharpen this. And I'm just gonna increase the vibrance on it just ever so slightly. I mean, we got the contrast, obviously. There we go. That's looking good, I think. Now all that's left is the white diamonds, and they've got a lot of white in them. Okay. Let's start by increasing the clarity. I know it's like overly shot, but that is That is unfortunately Tiffany's style. They overshoot the like super contrasted diamonds. I'm just gonna sharpen them ever so, well, not ever so slightly, quite a bit actually. And then I want to slightly remove some of the aqua color from the diamonds and blues, just ever so slightly. All right, cool. That is sorted. Now let's have a look at this thing here. I don't think we can just multiply it like that. Oh no. It did the. Oh shit. So it's good. It did the shadow from the spotlight. That is crazy. Okay. Can we reduce that? It's gonna look weird because of this strong light here. Man, that is stupid. It's hidden in the light layers. Why would they bring it in the shadows? Like, we've hidden it from the ground plane. Why is it being under shadows? Okay. Just see here, multiply. It's going to cause that slight little sharp shadow there. Um, Now music stopped again. Oh, let's just go into music here. Let's find something. What are we looking for? Stylish beats. No, wait, there's lo-fi beats here. Boom. Okay. How does the caustics look? Man, they're actually less noisy than what I expected them to be. Good old scissors and snip them manually. Yeah. Nah, but I don't want to snip. Like, I still want this shadow here to darken. Or was there something you could have changed on Keyshot for exporting the way I want? For that, I have no idea. I have no idea if it's possible for that thing to actually be done differently. Oh man. We can do this. Okay, cool. Let's go and just noise reduce this stuff a little bit. I'm just gonna bring them back a little bit. And I'm actually going to just do a screen. That just brightens everything up a little bit. But when I just control that ever so slightly, I don't want that to be all of the focus. There's still something here at the top, and I'm guessing that's just to do with the lighting. I was paying so much attention to here that I was not looking up here. On the ground plane, did we increase the saturation on it? No. Let's increase the saturation a little bit on here. And maybe not the vibrance, but just the saturation on there. Man, that is a big difference. I'm quite liking how that looks. I wonder. I think this is gonna ruin it, but let's just see crisp winter. Yeah. Yeah, it is, but I mean that is the Tiffany style, super high contrast and all of those kind of things. I don't like. I don't know. Maybe it's not too bad adding this lot, just like at maybe slightly less, 20%. Just a subtle thing there. Let's go in here real quick. Go in and add some grain to the image, just to actually just that subtle bit of grain. It's a classy touch. That becomes a bit too dark. I don't want to overdo the texture. I think that is looking pretty nice. It's a very subtle touch. Like if you look at it here, it's very subtle. I don't even know if you can see that with YouTube compression. BW stones are also Tiffany style. Oh, you mean black and white? Yeah. But I mean, there's not really much color on these stones. So here and there, there's colors. I probably didn't render it in high enough resolution for the stones to be that noticeable. Go back to this reference thing real quick. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much the same. You can barely see the stones on their stuff. Mine is maybe a bit too high contrast compared to theirs with the color. If I look at it, it's maybe a little bit too high contrast. Okay, no, this is not the same. I like this effect that they did here. And maybe the contrast and saturation is a bit overly done on this one now. So let's go and just quickly adjust the saturation back here. There we go. No, not create clipping mask. It's smart object. Maybe that's a bit closer to our reference. Still a bit much. But I think it's this thing here, the color lookup. And that I would say is relatively close to it. I don't know, I like it. I might just, I don't know, go into the metal here and just fix this sort of and just take like that blur tool here or smudge tool. Oh geez, that's way too big. Just maybe something like that. That piece was annoying me, so being so dark. And then even here, maybe adding in just a little bit of black in here. And oops. Oh shoot, wait, I need to do it from the other end. Let's go brush. Just smudge this a bit. And smudge this in a bit further. Just to add a little bit of detail back there. Maybe we do it on this entire section here. And just brush, make that black, and then just smudge it in. And then just grab this color here. Just smudge that in there as well. I don't know. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Small nuance shit, but ends up making a difference. And that claw looks a lot better now. Window on the stone looks like a butt. I'm guessing you're meaning this one. It's a heart shape. I mean, isn't the heart shape made like to look like a butt? I generally don't do retouching. Usually I don't do that. It takes way too long, and it's just small little details. So usually I don't do that. Like, I'm not a retoucher. There's people out there that does some amazing retouching, but I don't usually need to do a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's definitely this color lookup doing that, but I kind of like this more than that. It's a subtle difference, but it just feels like it pops a lot more, you know? Well, I guess so. I'm sure there's stuff that they can improve, like specifically on here on the bottom, but then at that point you can just render without the ground plane. And I don't like it. I still want to keep that subtle touch of realism where the color of the ground plane goes into the metal, because else the thing tends to look out of place. And I don't want that. I'm kind of liking this. I think it came out nice. Boom. Let me just save this thing. Boom. Yeah, what did you guys think of it? It's not entirely, like I said, we're not making a Tiffany thing, but it's Tiffany style. But I think we came relatively close. Shit. If I look at it, we came relatively close. If I'm honest, and I might just be biased, I like mine more than theirs. The only thing I like of theirs that I didn't put in on mine, and we can always go back and do that, is the subtle touch of something else. Yeah, animations. I would love doing animations in these kind of scenes with the caustics and everything. It's just, it takes so long to render. I mean, if we go to the Keyshot scene, and it's going to look horrible now when we've seen these images. It's going to look like shit. But I mean, we're already rendering at 21 samples per second at 1,000 resolution. So even doing this on it, it's just not feasible to render, man. You're gonna spend like you're gonna spend more than 20 hours to maybe even 30 hours just rendering this thing. I think it's more eye-catching than a pendant. Oh, thanks, brother. I think so too. I think it did come out better. That piece that they have there is probably a little bit nicer. And now looking at it, one thing that I need to probably adjust a little bit is the saturation of the yellows. I think I need to bring that down just ever so slightly. And even maybe the luminance. Oh wait, there we go. Maybe bring the orange a bit more towards the yellow. It looks a little softer from my point. Yeah, no, it is a little bit softer. Is there a way to separate 3D painted materials so you can modify them separately? Absolutely. The method I did, you can actually render it separately with labels. So if you go in your render settings, you can export the labels separately. So there is that way. I just didn't do it. Probably should have. But I assigned the 3D paint as a label, so then you can export it separately. Okay, so let's go and do this. Copy that over there. There we go. I think that looks a little bit better. And yeah, their background is a little bit softer, and I could possibly go into my smart filters and just take the texture down a little bit, like to there. Then it's a little bit softer. That would definitely make it. But I can just put this thing on top and not worry about it. So that would make it a little bit softer. And I really hate all this camera raw stuff and other color grading tools. It might take a few hours if it goes a little deeper than necessary. Yeah, no, it does, but I love it. I wish camera raw was everywhere. Like even After Effects. It's like I've been using Lumetri color in After Effects, but it doesn't have all the same options like clarity. You don't have the clarity and the texture options in Lumetri colors in After Effects, and I don't understand why. They created this for Photoshop, it's the same software. Why can't they implement that to After Effects? This might be a little bit too soft. Maybe a nice in between. I don't know. I like the heavy textured look, but maybe there's an in between look between them. Or maybe not. Just maybe like there, and then that should be a pretty cool in between. Like there's it without it. There's the one that's too soft. Wait a second. Why is the diamonds different on this one? Oh, geez, I didn't. Never mind. Here we go. No, still. Why are they different? You use DaVinci for compositing and color grading. I actually did that a while ago. I realized how to separate the layers properly in DaVinci. I feel visual texture can ground you make it feel more real. Yeah, it does make it feel a little bit more real. I do agree. Like but why are these different? Like, I don't get it. Why are they so different? When it comes to color. Like the gems seem brighter here. And I didn't touch the gem stuff. Wait a minute. No, the only thing that was added here is grain. Okay, let's just do this. Redo that one. Oh shoot, did I just remove it off of that one there? There we go, that's better. Oh, because okay, I know what happened. I didn't turn off my color here and I basically applied it twice. Better than Tiffany one? I also think so, brother. Should be calling up Tiffany, telling them, listen, we need to talk about their visuals. we need to talk. And it's crazy. I actually know somebody that does the CAD designing and so of the Tiffany's Blue Book collection. And we spoke back in a couple months ago actually that we might want to do something together. Maybe not specifically for Tiffany, but yeah, I mean he still designs and does the CAD and all that stuff for Tiffany's Blue Book pieces. And yeah, he's amazing with CAD designs. Like if I've got a client that really needs like high jewelry CAD and we don't necessarily have the experience in super high ultra luxury jewelry CAD, especially when it gets super complicated, then I'll always refer him. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this. Let me export this. I don't know, should I do it with the color lookup? Yeah, let's do it with the color lookup. 2, boom. But now I kind of feel, now that we've got the color grading right, I kind of feel like we need to save this thing again. Let's duplicate this scene. Oh, the thumbnail's gonna look horrible. Let's duplicate this scene. And it's not gonna apply all of the color layers. That's fine. Let's do the ring. The ring here. Spotlight. Area light. Goes off. Okay, plane. We can turn off the spotlight for the plane. And let's quickly go into our geometry view. Let's lift this ring back up the way it was, minus 90, I think. Snap to ground. And I want to kind of bring this ring a bit forward. Have you kept using topaz and stuff to sharpen or upscale your videos? Not really, hey? Hi, brother. How did you do the white radium plating in your latest Instagram post on Sarah Diamond? Brother, that was done with I basically went into Blender and I selected those meshes and I separated them as a separate material, and then I assigned them because I did a video with that one. That's how I did that basically. So I'll select that mesh part and just separate it as a separate mesh, but it's still joined to the other mesh. It's just you can assign a different material to it. It's almost the same as if you were to go into your Keyshot and go split object surfaces and then going selecting, but Keyshot's one sucks doing that. So I did it in Blender. We kept using Topaz and stuff to sharpen or upscale your videos. No, actually I haven't. I've been mainly just using DaVinci now. So I want to go in. Let's do. Oh shit! What's in the way? Oh, it's probably the light. Visible to camera. There we go. Okay, we'll need to duplicate this environment as well. And I'm gonna go up a little bit, and then, man, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to save this environment as is, save to library. Let's go regular jewelry HDRI. RRC dash jewel. Let's just call it jewelry something. I don't know. Jewelry what? Jewelry 9. Jewelry 9. Why not? And oh wait, that's not gonna work. I need to export it and then bring it back. Yeah, Keyshot can't handle 2 environments. It sucks, but yeah, it can. Let's just put this in HDRI. Jewelry 9. And then let's remove the what jewelry 9 one that's here. Where is it? There we go. Delete. And let's go import it back in. And just so we can tilt it without changing it, because I don't want to move all the pins. Okay, so we'll bring this exact thing back. Where is it now? There we go. So now we'll just tilt this thing. Okay. How many brands having too much bad renders on their website? How can I convince them for the new visuals? What I would do, rather, if there's a specific brand I want to work with, go and take their bad renders, go and recreate them, make them a lot better, and send it to them. Not all of them, obviously, just a couple. Use brand for separating the mesh many. How did you manage to get this theme so perfect? You don't. You just, if you do that, you need to ensure that there's enough topology on your ring where the seam, when it does the little block things, or if it does the straight up, it's so small that you're not going to see it when you're this far away. If you're going very super close, it'll be visible. But if you're far away, then it's not visible. I quite like this, but I'm thinking now I'm gonna unlink this material and just make everything just a little bit smaller. Or no, let's keep that the same. Let's just make our noise texture smaller, so we got the color variance. There we go. And I'm liking this look actually, with the, especially that caustic there. Yeah, I wonder if we should implement some sort of plant thingy in here. I don't know. Let's see what it will look like. Oh shit, I already know this thing is massive. Yep. Alright, just go global. Bring this down. And maybe just off to the side, something, I don't know, create some sort of interesting visual here. Oh shit, no, we don't want this to interact with the jewelry. Okay, we'll take the visible and reflections off, but I don't know if that's really going to solve anything on this part thing. Oh shit. Diffuse transmission. Okay, so color adjust. Let's change the hue to like a purple, I guess. But the transmission also has to speculate transmission. 6.5. There we go. And then we need to exclude this from the thingy. Okay, let's close this thing here. Close the geometry view just so I can see what I'm doing. Where's this flower? Add new layer, flower, and just turn that off, and maybe that as well. Wait, no, man. We can do the area light on it. That's fine. I don't know how I feel about this. 3D scanned. What, the flower? No, this is a flower by Vizoon. It's one of their free models that they've made for use with Keyshot, and so it's actually an amazing asset. It's pretty high quality. I just need to see now where I'm gonna position this thing so it makes sense. Because I don't really want it to be in focus. I don't want it to distract from the ring. I might just actually, you know what? Let's maybe just bring down the size of this thing. And maybe we put it like, I don't know, somewhere. I don't want to obstruct anything, and I'm not too happy with the color on it yet. It still needs to play around with the color. Where do you want to put this thing? It's got way too many petals, man. I don't want the stem. So let's just go flower, so I can get the flower part. And ah, shit. Man, why? I can't move around basic geometry. Oh, jeez. And the irony is you guys want to learn from me. Oh, shit. Maybe it's better to exclude the area light from it and then just have the environment on it. But why is it getting caustics on the flower though? That's crazy. Yeah, even making it larger, but I mean, this is crazy. I can't even. Wait. What if weird to put this thing in the center of this flower. But I gotta sort out the colors of the flower first. That might be pretty cool, I think. But geez, man, this flower is... I don't know why it's getting caustics. Maybe do this and then like... I think this might distract from the ring though. Bring the ring up on top of the flower. And then just grab this flower again. And let's just move it a little bit. I don't know about this. Because now it's fucking with the diamonds as well. Oh wait, it brought in a different HDRI. No wonder it looks like shit. Okay. How about two flower on two corners with the same color as the diamonds? You could do something like that. Let's just take this ring back to the ground, snap to ground. And let's move this flower. No, move this flower to the side here. Because I really like the caustics that it's giving, but okay, we need to change the color here. The color is just way too much. Why is this flower giving off caustics though? That's what I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Is it because it has specular? Oh, that's why. It's because of the specularity. Okay. The flower is an advanced material, but it's because of the specularity. So I need to adjust the specularity of this thing. Let's do color to number here. And let's just bring the specularity down. But you see now we got this thing, and I need to go and duplicate this node, plug this in there, and put that into the diffuse transmission. There we go. I mean, I think the problem is probably here. But let's see if we move this thing. Just swap between the material graph and here. If we move this flower down here, it might look a bit better. But I'm scared it's gonna block the... Yeah, it then blocks the caustics. And I kind of want it to be blurred, you know? Kind of want to have the flower slightly blurred out of focus. But then I got to raise the ring, and then I'm not gonna get the caustics on the ground plane from that. And maybe this is not the best idea. Or maybe instead of that, we do it like this. No, that looks like shit. I need to... Either that, or I need to actually shallow up this depth of field. But then I'm gonna lose the texture on the ground. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, it's UV mapped, the flower, but it's advanced material, so it's just a normal thing that they use now to plug in a bunch of nodes. You've got diffuse, you've got the diffuse transmission, and then the roughness, bump, and specular transmission. I don't know. Maybe the flower is not the best idea. Maybe just scattering a few diamonds on the ground would be cool. I think I might actually rather go with that than the flower. Just scatter a couple diamonds on the floor. How much longer am I staying? Not too long, brother. It's 4 a.m. Jeez, where are you viewing from, brother? That's gotta be, you gotta be in America somewhere if it's 4 a.m. because I see, and I'm guessing there's like daylight savings times or something. Because oh no, it's not daylight savings times. It's only in winter. So I'm guessing you're in America somewhere because I should my watch shows about 5 a.m. But I think I haven't set it back after daylight savings times ended when you guys are entering into summer. Do I use a graphic tablet to separate the mesh? No, I don't have a graphics tablet. I've got like a pad, but it doesn't have like a screen or anything, just like with a pen. But I don't use it. I usually give that to the CAD designers to use for their sculpting. But now I use it my mouse and keyboard. I don't have a heart-shaped diamond here. That sucks. Okay, let's add some small diamonds in here. Why is this thing so big? Scroll down. Okay, cool. Settle. Are you bastard? Did you just fall on your tip? I mean, that's stupid. Why would you do that? It didn't even settle properly. Like if I go to my left view, it's not even touching the ground plane. That's stupid. But maybe adding a few of these in here might be cool. It'll cause some more caustics. Oh yeah, I need to do this and add it onto the ring. Use layer for selected parts. There we go. I'm in Mexico. Alright, cool, man. Well, I'm probably gonna be done soon anyway. I'll probably just render out this scene, put the diamond somewhere, and render out this scene, and then I'll be done. I got some other stuff I need to go and do. Nah, you know what? Screw the diamonds. Let's just keep it like this. But we need a little bit of a shadow, so let's go into this HDRI. I'm gonna close the geometry view and material graph here. And let's just add a small little pin. 20. No, not 20. Maybe 10. And make this thing, I don't know, 100. Oh, but it's not affecting the ground plane. Ah, yes. Okay, so I need to, if I want to do a shadow, I need to do another up. Okay, I think it could work if we were to add I'm gonna put the shadow from. Maybe slightly off to that side. Yeah. Okay, add. Let's do an area light. You motherfucker. Keep on forgetting about that shit. And this is why I don't do the area light things with the position, because you literally have to go like 0.008. Let's do 0.1. Boom, there we have it. So stupid, man. Alright, let's bring back up our thingy here. I'm gonna put this light over to the side. Around about here. However, that's not enough to... not bright enough to cause a shadow of the ring. That's silly. That just freaking absolutely destroys the ground plane. Here we have our shadow. Okay. Without destroying the ground plane too much. And then, okay, we're just gonna untick the ring from that thing. Alright. I'm liking that somewhat. Alright, let's just see. Oh, I haven't even saved this camera. Let's just maybe go in and zoom in just ever so slightly. Good night. All right, awesome, brother. Cheers, man. Sleep well. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Oh shit, that looks horrible. All right. Okay, I think this should be good. I like the shadow off to this side. And yeah, we can render out this one, Steam style top view. Well, let's do the labels on this one then. Wait, I've already done it without it, so I can just as well do it without it. Let's just save the scene, render locally, boom. I must say, looking at my ground plane now, definitely it needs some work, especially for this view. But okay, I need to get moving on some other stuff. So, man, and it's getting hot in here. Hold up. Let's check it. This PC cooks up a room like crazy. Just put that on the back of the chair. Oh. Oh. Come on. You can do it. As well, this thing's busy. I'm gonna quickly grab something to drink. I'll be right back. Is it done yet? This thing done yet? Oh yeah, there we go. Almost 2 minutes on a frame. Cool. Perfect. Now let's just head over here. And I actually think this white line, usually I try to get rid of it, but I actually think like it helps the jewelry just pop ever so slightly. So I might actually just leave it there. So let's go white diamonds. I'm not gonna do this on the ground plane. Or is it gonna make a difference? No, it's not. Alright, cool. So smart object, smart object, smart object. Alright. Now let's go and copy all this shit. And just go and create a folder saying just layers old or whatever. Copy it in there. Why don't you go in there, man? Go in there. Okay, cool. So we can apply this to the ground, and this will just give us our start. We're gonna edit these things now. So it's relatively consistent. Bottom gem. Top gem. Man, it's really way different. But okay, we're gonna have to change a bit of these things. They are way too much. Okay, so hide these ones. Let's start with the most obvious one, which is probably this gem. It's just way too bright. And the contrast way high. And oh wait, the whites. Whites and no. That's the highlights. Okay, cool. We got it a little bit more. Seems a bit better now. Now somebody seems to me that, you know, Photoshop even better than Keyshot. Nah, brother. Like, I've played around with camera raw so much. But honestly, I feel like when it comes to color grading, I still don't know that much. This one we need to reduce some noise, man. I'm guessing it's texture. Some noise reduction on there, and let's not get rid of all of the details. I think it was over sharpened as well. Okay, and we can lower the contrast just ever so slightly, and maybe a little bit darker on the exposure. Not that much though. And honestly, my method of stuff, I don't know always what I need to adjust. You'll always see me manually. I'll be like doing this to kind of see what's happening, and then deciding, listen, where do I want it to be, and then I adjust. Most of the time, I don't know exactly, like, I don't know this is specifically whites or highlights, so I'll have to adjust and drag it and see what changes, and then I just change according to that. So, and it's for that reason I feel like I don't really know Photoshop that well, because I don't always know what I need to change. Here we go. Okay, that looks good. The ground plane, I think it's a little bit too exposed. It looks a little bit, because we had that additional light that we added in. I feel like it's become a little bit of a problem. We need the clarity. Texture we can just take slightly down. Maybe even more. Let's leave the dehaze on there. Let's just drop these ones just ever so slightly. Okay, that looks a lot better already. Cool. Now, what's the next issue? I don't really think there's something wrong with the metal. I think the metal looks fine. Maybe the diamonds are a little bit too much. I don't know. Just a tad bit too much. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Still can't really see them between the pave. Oh, doing smart objects and so. No, but I mean, the smart objects, when I discovered it, was pretty cool. I never knew what the fuck smart objects was. And I think I watched a video of something completely unrelated. Not even, that's usually most of the time how I learn something new. I'm watching a tutorial of something on something completely different, and then somebody does something and I'm like, wait, how the fuck did they do that? And then I go and rewatch and try and figure it out. That makes their job, and it seems like common knowledge to them, and then usually I feel stupid because I'm like, listen, they don't, it's like something they don't even think about that they're doing. And I'm like, wait, how did they do that? And I go figure that out. And that's actually how I came into smart objects. I never knew what it was. And then I learned quickly, okay, cool. This is for non-destructive stuff. So, because usually when I do my camera raw filters, I ended up saving the presets, applying it. And then if I have to go make changes, just undoing, loading the preset, change the stuff, save the preset. You know, it was a whole mission. I still feel like this one is a bit too high contrast on the ground plane. I'm trying to match it up so it doesn't. Oh wait, but I know why this looks different now. Wait, it's this stupid color lookup. There we go. But this one still needs to drop in exposure a little bit because we had that area light on it. Mostly draw, remove cluttering, so on. Oh, okay. No, I love Photoshop. I wish I had the power of Photoshop in After Effects, or actually just knew how to do what I do in Photoshop and After Effects. That would have been so helpful. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not the case. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's gonna be annoying. Okay, I won't be able to use this shadow here. No, I don't want to delete it. We'll just keep it there, but let's just do... Man. Okay. Let's just screen this shit. Yeah, it's a bit too much. But do you think that calls for a vignette? Honestly, I usually try and avoid vignette. I think the reason for that is if I would apply it, it'll be very, very subtle. But man, it can make an image look tacky so soon. Yeah, it's just it can make an image look very tacky very soon. What just completed on my end? Why did I get a notification of something? Okay, anyways, noise reduction. Let's just reduce the noise on this stuff. Sharpen them ever so slightly. And then no, we can keep the clarity. We can reduce the texture a little bit on it. And then it's just for that subtle increase in sharpness, but it's doing something weird here, which I'm not liking. I don't know if you guys can see that. If I turn back the opacity, you'll see here it kind of has this weird outline thing, and I don't know why it's doing that. I'm not liking that. Great reference image. Where's the render? Funny. But I appreciate it. Thanks. There we go. Now let's see. I think I kind of liked it without this color lookup. But I need this color lookup. Because it's applying onto the metal as well. Maybe just a little bit more subtle. There we go. Now, how are you doing, DBS? Oh. Trying to think, where do I go to with it from here? Everything else looks fine. I mean, I can't complain. The claws look fine. Diamonds look fine. I think actually that's it. I don't know. Let's just see. How does it fit in with this one? This one still feels less vibrant. Especially the ground plane. Maybe I just need to bring the saturation down on the ground plane. I keep bringing it down. There we go. Is it better now? Yeah, I think that matches a lot better. Let's just do this for reference. And this other one, this is where it comes, like, you can't just copy all the effects every time and it will just leave it. Because this one appears darker because of the ground plane reflecting the bottom of the ring. And this one appears a lot lighter. So that dark spot on top of the first image? What do you mean? Oh, you mean this dark spot here? But I'm less looking at the dark spot and I'm looking more here at the color and like the exposure here and trying to match that here. I'm not too worried about the dark spot. It's more, we have the darkness coming in here for some consistency. And how, oh, that's quite funny. I didn't even notice that till now. It also looks like a heart. That's pretty cool. Wasn't planned at all, but I think it's cool. And I think perhaps I need to bring the exposure down on these diamonds still. There we go. Now it looks a lot more balanced. Okay? I think it looks a lot more balanced now. How do I redo again? Or Control Shift Z. That looks a lot better than that to me. Yeah. I think that looks a hell of a lot better. Oh yeah. Okay, now I hear you. Let's quickly do this. Add the color lookup, and then we can look at the vignette. But honestly, I'm not a fan of vignette. So we could add a subtle vignette on it, maybe something like that. It's very subtle, but that might. You're right. It might actually add a little bit, because if you do it like this looks tacky to me. I don't really like that. It starts looking tacky. Just the subtle. We could maybe even do 25. No, there we go. My little bro said you kind of look like Mr. Beast. I don't know about that. You know, there a lot of people have told me I look like either two different kinds of people. Either there's some football. I don't watch football, but there's some footballer called Hazard. For some reason, people keep telling me I look like that guy, and I keep telling them no, I don't look like him. He looks like me. Um, and then I've had some people which I don't see the resemblance. Some people telling me I look like Max Verstappen, and I don't see the resemblance at all in that one. On Hazard, I can kind of sort of see it, but yeah, to be honest, I don't watch football, so I don't even know. I couldn't tell you which team he plays for. What's this purple in here? Oh wait, it's the thing. Okay. All right, I think I'm now happy with how this looks. We can actually go in now and yeah, export this. Top view. And this might be a better way to actually look at this thing, is doing this. And then there we go. I think this is something that could be Tiffany approved. I honestly think this is something that could be Tiffany approved. Like, even if we were to go and, by the way, disclaimer, this shit's not for Tiffany. I just want to see something. If we were to find Tiffany's logo, Tiffany and Co. loader PNG. Can I just download it? This off. Free download. Okay. Super little bit. Burger is a bit crispy compared to the others. But I like crispy, and besides, I don't wanna do exactly the way Tiffany does it. Well, we need to add a bit of our own flavor. What the fuck is this? Pick the one that doesn't match. Center one. Okay, that is the weirdest capture I've ever had to do. Are you gonna download now? Or are you gonna ask me to sign up before I can download it? Okay, cool. We got our file. Perfect. So, what I want to see... Are you serious? Oh, there we go. They still have this white thingy here. Hold up. Where is this thing again? Is it an edit? No, it has to be an image. Where was that thing again? Or was it layer? Where you... What's it called? The matting. No, I can't adjust matting. Oh, wait. Let's just rasterize layer. Can I adjust the matting now? Yeah, there we go. Defringe. 2 pixels. Okay, finally, we got rid of that stupid white fringe on the side. The dark background on the top throws the image off a bit. I can somewhat see that. It's really hard to type like this. So let's go and put this at the bottom here. And then kind of what I want to do, just convert it to a smart image again. I'm going to go into the blending. Wait, now it's the underlying layer. Or is it the black that I need to drag? Yeah, it's the black one I need to drag, not the white one. Just kind of see. I could see that. Oh wait, maybe it's too much. It's subtle. I could see that. I don't think they would do their logo like this though. But I was trying to get like an engraved effect into it. Well, not engraved, but like a, you know what I mean. Maybe let's not do that color overlay in the boss. I think they would more than likely not do it this way that much. I don't even know if they would bevel their logo. They're probably not. Just like make it slightly bigger. Lawsuit incoming. No, it's just to kind of check how it fits in, and I think it fits in pretty nicely. Hey Zainab, thanks for subscribing, brother. Let's see here. There we go. I think that looks pretty cool. This is not even Tiffany & Co.'s ring. If anybody would sue me, it would be Charles Krypell. But I mean, we're not doing this stuff for them officially, or saying we're doing it officially for them. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Cool. Let's get rid of these. I use my logo. I could actually just drag it in here. Maybe it's not a bad idea. All the fucking guys on Fiverr stealing my work and selling it as theirs. And then clients are utterly disappointed when they can't reproduce the results. That is so annoying. Let's see. White logo transparent. Needs to go much smaller though. And I feel there needs to be a little bit of a different color. This is just way too dark. Oh shit, wait now. Maybe just in blending options, take this one back a bit. I don't really know what I'm doing. But I'm sure you guys could tell. And bevel. Soften it. Oh no, that's outer bevel. Inner bevel. There we go. I think inner shadow would be probably a better method of getting it to look like it was embedded. Distance, no, the size can be down. Maybe it needs an outer bevel. Much smaller. There we go. Has been put in. You kind of hint at Tiffany, but at the same time you show your names. Who designed this ring? Your designers? Yes. We didn't design the ring, so like we didn't come up with the concept of the design. This ring we saw on Charles Krypell, so we saw it on here. I'll show you guys the original ring. Oh shit, this thing is still going on there in live video, whatever. So we saw the original thing on, or at least the design. Krypell, yeah, there we go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it now. Let's see. They've got amazing designs on here. And let's see if I'm able to find this ring. I love this as well. Oh, and this ring. This is absolutely something I also want to try and render. This like sandblasted inside with it. Looks amazing. Yeah, it's so sad they're using AI for this shit. But anyways, where's this ring? This is also, I love this. Looks amazing. Where is this ring? They made it quite a while ago. But I'll find it. Oh, there we go. Here's the ring. So this is their original concept now. Obviously we changed it up a bit. They only gold plate or had the claws gold, but I decided to do the entire part here gold. I think that looks nice. Please pass it on to them. I could potentially send it to Charles Krypell. Maybe I will. I don't know if they'll respond to me though. Generally, if you need a response from somebody, you need to do volumes of people that you're sending out to, and you need to reach out multiple times. I'm sure I saw one where it was like yellow diamonds on it. I think that's the initial one that we actually looked at, not the blue and green. I don't know. Maybe I'm. Oh yeah, this is one of them that we also saw. I mean, this is awesome. I love it. And this is also very cool how they do these settings. Very cool. And our music stopped. Why did our music stop? Are we done all out of music here? Let's try. Oh wait, let's try the chill hop. Chill hop beats. Oh, it's the same thing. Anyways. Ah, shit. That doesn't really work for this effect, eh? I would have to like put it in perspective and oh fuck man. So let's just take away all of these things. And just like put it off to the side here. And maybe just nope. Yeah, maybe that's just a better effect for even this one. Oh, there we go. Wait, is Keyshot busy or something? No, it's not. Yeah, maybe I'll just do it like that. I don't know about this thingy, putting it in there. I think more or less just doing something like this should be fine. I mean, just tell them that their work looks great to your designers. Oh, to my designers. Yeah, no, I show them all the stuff that we make. Hell, they would say they might even be on the stream. They might even be on the stream or watch the stream. So, I think that's gonna cut it for today's stream, guys. I need to go get started with some of this stuff. But thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys at least saw some of the process. And if you didn't, go and rewatch this. And I mean, you can basically see me create this entire scene. So I don't send out scene files, but I mean, if you follow along step by step, you'd recreate this thing. So enjoy. And yeah, we're gonna be showing some other stuff soon as well that I think looks pretty cool. And we've actually developed something that I think is pretty cool. But that you guys will start seeing, but it's not really for visualizers. It's more selling directly to our clients. But that thing is pretty damn cool. And it's amazing what AI can do, and AI is not doing everything. It's not like a video where AI just does everything for us. We would be starting to post AI slop. But the coding aspect of AI is just amazing what you can do with it. And that, I know you know that as well, because you've also been busy with a lot of stuff with AI, and and you've made something that is pretty, I would say, pretty damn fantastic, which other companies have been developing for years, and it took us only 3 months. And still need some work. You guys will see it, if not on Ricky Rendico, definitely on my personal Instagram, but we'll have it most likely on Ricky Rendico as well. So yeah, with that, guys, I'll see you guys when I see you again. Cheers, take care, have an awesome weekend, and go forth and conquer.